Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Tedford, and I'd like to welcome you to Google Translate Teaches Mathematics. So many times when I've talked to students as they're having trouble in their math classes, it comes out that I ask them, oh, are they understanding lecture of the class? And they're like, oh, yeah, the lecture's fine. I say, okay, well, what are you having trouble? How are you reading the book and following along that way? And usually what ends up happening is the students say, oh, I don't read my textbook. And I go, well, why not? Why don't you read your textbook? They say, oh, it's so hard to read. It's like trying to read it in a different language. And I hear that over and over again from my students. And I think, okay, so if I'm going to hear this over and over again, there's got to be a way to fix this problem. And so let's take the mathematics and treat it as if it really was a different language. And what do we do these days if we have a language we don't know how to read? Well, we use Google Translate to translate it into something we can understand. So that's what I did. I took a nice, easy math subject, took a little bit of a lecture about it, and translated it from math into different languages. And I'd try one language and try another, and keep trying, and ended up getting distracted actually just by seeing all the different languages and how it would look. Forgot what I was doing, and eventually I said, okay, fine, we're going to switch it back to English. Couldn't have made it too much of a problem, couldn't have made it too big of a deal. Let's use that as our thing to teach people about whatever topic we're talking about. And that's how this Google Translate Teaches Math was born. So the first topic we're going to use is the idea of the slope of a line. So I took the little blurb about the slope of the line. In the description below will be the actual spot where I got it from. And then I did all of this translating. And so here's the result. The importance of is mental math, similar to everyday life. In mathematics, facts describe the position and direction of a line. This allows you to get to know your prospects better, especially for other airlines. Let's look at lines A and B first. If you think the road is a mountain, you can say that road B is higher than A. Line B has slope A. And you can see that lines A and B follow. Moving from left to right begins to lose weight. I guess there is something good on both lines. Line C runs from left to right. C-beams have weaknesses. The distance and slope can be found using 2 points to earn money, and then using these two termificus nasta transitata region directnos called vertical transfer operations. On your phone, you can change the picture showing the volume and volume. The point of goodness is always what happens. You can choose one of the two sections shown in the width. Well, I hope this cleared up any confusion you had about the idea of what the slope of a line is. If you liked this video, please let me know below. And you can always subscribe for when we put in more videos you know about it. Finally, if there's any other topic that you think would be good to hear Google Translate teach you, send me a note, send me a comment below, and I will look into doing that. Until next time, have a good day, and I'll see y'all later.